We're having a little John Steinbeck Festival in St. Louis with the Grapes of Wrath at Opera Theater last spring, and recently of Mice and Men at the company now using the acronym SATE Theater Ensemble to abbreviate their original slightly askew theater ensemble name. Of Mice and Men is a powerful work, though its age begins to show when it gets repetitious and when the foreshadowing grows obvious. Dead mouse, dead puppy, to those of us who know the piece. But SATE's production gave us the full measure of the suspense, the sorrow, and the pity. Carl Overly Jr. delivered his finest performance yet as Lenny, with a body too big and strong to be controlled by his diminished mental capacity. His range of excitement, fear, affection, laughter probed all corners of this man-child. In fitting contrast, Adam Flores, as Lenny's friend and caretaker George, kept a tight rein on his expressions and actions. Walking a difficult path with Lenny, he cannot afford spontaneity. Flores gave a Mexican flavor to George's speech. While that sometimes made him a little hard for me to understand, it made sense among migrant agricultural workers in the 1930s when the play was written, as it is today. And it would also make sense if Lenny were Mexican, though Overly showed no trace of Mexico in his speech. But though I think Overly identifies as black, his relatively light skin tone could be Hispanic, and that would eliminate the awkwardness in his scene with Crooks, the black hired hand who complains to Lenny about being treated badly because of his color. Lenny has not suffered the same treatment, which, if he's Mexican, makes sense. Omega Jones give full range to Crooks' resentments, and as a bonus, we get to hear Jones sing. Probably the most difficult and thankless role in Of Mice and Men is Curly's wife. Is she a slut, or is she a lonely young woman who has made a bad marriage? Courtney Bailey Parker, who played her, is an attractive woman, and when her character keeps hanging around the bunkhouse and being a little too friendly with the men, we may think the former. But the more we see of her husband, played by Michael Cassidy Flynn, always in a thinly motivated rage, we may sympathize with her a little. On balance, I'm afraid we see her as a danger to be avoided by George and Lenny. I'm not sure if Natasha Toro's Candy was an old man or an old woman who had disguised herself as a man all her life to get work on the ranch. In either case, she did it well. Jack Corey as the boss and Joe Hanrahan, Shane Signorino, and Ryan Lawson-Maskey as the other hired hands made up the supportive ensemble. Jacqueline Thompson's direction made both intimate and crowd scenes moving, convincing, and clear. Bess Moynihan's set design, complemented by her lighting, cleverly made scene changes quick and easy and exploited an interesting variety of textures. Liz Henning designed the costumes, Ellie Schweddy the sound, and Rachel Tibbetts the props. Ryan Lawson-Maskey choreographed the fights, and music director Chris Ware provided guitar accompaniment. I do have those few quibbles, but SATE's Of Mice and Men was a very fine production.
It was.
Yes, enjoyed seeing it.